Well, during our 6 o'clock hour, Morning Dose's Trey Serna shared his one-on-one interview with Dr. Charles Dupre, the superintendent of Fort Bend ISD. Dr. Dupre actually shared with us just how his district has responded to the COVID-19 pandemic. And Trey is joining us once again with part 2 of this amazing story. Trey?
Yeah, that's right, Sean. Well, just this week, Fort Bend ISD was the first school district in our area to announce that they would not be returning to in-person instruction for the remainder of the school year. Now, Dr. Dupre broke down for me how they came to that decision and his message to parents who aren't happy with it. You were one of the first districts, I believe you were the first district to announce that you would not be returning to classrooms and you would continue online learning. In coming to a decision like that, how do you all come to a decision like that?
It's like everything else related to the pandemic. We've had to be very thoughtful, but also very quickly, efficient and effective in our decision making. If I go back to March when we decided to close school, one of the major reasons we decided to close school in March is because I was hearing from enough parents and seeing enough social media activity that let me know I could try to have school in March, but I was going to have a significant number of students who were not going to be present. I was also going to have a significant number of staff who were not going to come because they were not going to place themselves at risk. We knew during spring break we had thousands of families outside of this community traveling internationally, and we didn't know what they were bringing back home. So we knew we had to close. The same thing came to the forefront of our thinking as we closed for the remainder of this year. We've spent an extensive amount of time and resources starting online learning. By the time we would come back to class, we would only have about 3 weeks of school left after being out for 7 or 8 weeks. So we said our students and our faculty are better off just continuing on, finishing the year online, so we can then focus our energies on planning for next year.
What would you say to parents or the community members who are not happy with the district's response? How can their voices be heard?
What I would say to them is, as an organization, we have to care and demonstrate prudent decision making for 11,000 employees and 80,000 kids. This is not, we can consider one community, one school, a handful of kids. We have to think organizationally and systemically. And we believe we're protecting all of our students, and safety and security is a top priority. We're protecting all of them by taking this more cautious action.
Well, coming up in our 8 o'clock hour, Dr. Dupre's message for the class of 2020, plus how he thinks this pandemic will affect public education for years to come. That's coming up at 8 o'clock. Sharon, back to you.
Great insight. Thank you so much, Trey.